G'day, I'm Dragon Barrows and welcome to another AFL Newmanism. This video is dedicated towards these these sports towards sports stars in general. It's simple. They are role models, they are brands, they are people, but yet they need to know that their behavior can rub off on people, which can lead to like the lower grade sort of athlete being, showing off showing that if this person can get away with it, so can I, because I am in that sport too. As I've made mention in the previous video about Miss Serena Williams getting angry, throwing down the tennis racket, destroying the tennis racket, going ape shit crazy with the umpire. What message is Serena Williams saying to her young fans, like her young fans who are girls, who look up to her and think she is like, wow, she's beautiful, she is talented, she is gifted, she's my role model. But to see her getting angry at the umpire, what is that telling her young fans? If I'm losing, I can get angry at the umpire. That is what Serena Williams has shown. Oh, I can break a tennis racket. You break a tennis racket, guess what? You ain't getting no pocket money for the next 2 months to pay for a brand new tennis racket. You're not like Serena Williams. You can break a tennis racket and can walk over to your bag and have another 4 or 5 rackets in there so you can pick it up and play a game. You break your tennis racket and you're just only going there with one. You break a racket, you can't play. That is it. You can't play. The same thing can be said for over here in Australia, the Canterbury Bulldogs, or the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. They, like over here in Australia, we have a thing. Well, over here in Sydney, Brisbane, Sydney, Brisbane, Canberra, Melbourne, and one team from New Zealand have a sport called rugby league. Throughout the past few months, all these clubs have been playing to be in the top 8. And this time last week, the bottom 16, they have a thing called, well, in Australia's sport, we have a thing called Mad Mondays, or Manic Mondays, or it's just something for clubs just to go, oh, we played our best, we tried our best, we're sorry for our fans, we'll do better luck next year. And that's virtually it. We'll do better next year. That's what this Mad or Manic Monday is all about. But in this case, there have been a few players from the Canterbury Bulldogs they were caught being intoxicated. They've been caught being publicly naked. They've been caught acting up. Let's just put it like that. Acting up and doing things that are uncomfortable to the actual to different people. And there are young Canterbury Bulldogs fans in lower grades who would think, wow, if my favorite team can do that, when my team doesn't make the finals, I might do that. I can't drink alcohol, but I can eat a lot of chocolate, I can drink a lot of milkshakes, I can run around crazy, do silly things, and they might throw up, they might try to replicate their favorite stars. And they get in trouble by their parents or their teachers. Oh, boy. Which could lead to them being expelled, detention, suspended, or expelled from school. Major league groundings from their parents, or them not allowed to or them being grounded for the entire school holidays, which is not good for them. But then nothing. I also bring up people from the sport that I love and cherish, professional wrestling. Yes, back in the day, I thought it would be great to be like the Generation X and tell a lot of people to suck it, which I had done in the past, which I have done in humor in my adult years. But this is when I was a young kid. I've done that to teachers. I've done that to various people, and once told that to a few people who are higher ups. But yeah, I got in trouble for it, and I wasn't allowed to watch professional wrestling for quite a many months. Duly so, because I was showing disrespect. And I grew not to do that again. But then again, I was just following up with what an adult was doing. And this is what the problem. This is where the problem lies with these professional athletes being role models to young children. Young children emulate the actions of these sporting stars. I have heard many tales from my friends back in the day that when they've won a running medal, something in athletics, and they're actually two of them are actually fans of the car racing scene, and they emulated that. They couldn't drink alcohol at the time because they were minors. But then they got like a bottle. Like over here in Australia, we have a 2-liter bottle, but it's like not even like a gallon of water. Not water, but soft drink. Like they were shaking up the bottle spun open the thing, and they were shaking it over, making everyone wet and sticky. That they were emulating a celebration of their favorite sport, of their favorite sports stars, and not of that sport, of the sport that they were participating in. And with that, they also got in trouble themselves. And this is where, again, it just puts so much emphasis on how much of an influence these people have. We don't care if it's from tennis, rugby league, rugby union, the AFL. AFL here in Australia is a rival code to European football, rugby league, and rugby union. Yes, we have 4 football codes in Australia. How lucky are we? Like tennis, again, within the football codes, in the North American football as well. There's people doing that. There's just to take a look at all these people taking the knee. Unless if you're praying, you're showing disrespect. And a lot of people will take that and go, yes, we support that. Then again, it's just so much. These superior athletes, these influential athletes, need to take a step back. Every single one of them needs to take a step back. Need to look at what they are doing. I don't care if you're Floyd Mayweather playing this chicken shit game where I'm not going to fight you if you don't do boxing. That there, Floyd Mayweather Jr. He's telling his young fans, some who may be boxers, he's telling them, you have to dictate your fight before the fight starts. Making a disadvantage for people who have other fighting disciplines to fight. In other words, if you're not going to fight them in this fight, Mr. Mayweather Jr.'s fan, or Mr. Mayweather Jr.'s fans, in a boxing format, you can't fight them. You can't take them on. And that is what Floyd Mayweather has done. He's done it to the Big Show, he's done it to Conor McGregor. And he used brass knucks on the Big Show. That cheating little son of a gun. That fight with I've seen, as I said, I'm a wrestling fan. I've seen that. Guess what that's telling his young fans? Floyd Mayweather has told his young fans, it is okay to fight with. If you're going to box someone who's bigger than you, it's okay to wear a weapon on your fist and not fight fair. He's actually telling his fans that it is okay to fight dirty. Bring brass knucks, wrap your fist in something that would do a lot of damage to your opponent. That is what Floyd, the so-called Money Mayweather Jr. has said to his fans. He has said to his fans that you got to bring a far superior athlete down to your level. And I'm referring to the Conor McGregor fight. Conor McGregor could rip Floyd Mayweather Jr. apart in a proper fight. But since everything was done in a boxing situation, Conor McGregor, he was like wearing weights on his wrists. It was like strapping his legs down to the ground. Conor McGregor could not use his entire arsenal. If he was allowed to use his entire arsenal, Floyd Mayweather would be going to hospital. But but that's what Floyd Mayweather has proven himself, not only to people of mixed martial arts but professional wrestling, that if you have a superior fighting style, if you want to take us on, you can't use your superior fighting styles. It would be like Bruce Lee versus Cassius Clay, and I'm not using that MA name. I'm going to say his birth name. If Bruce Lee fought Cassius Clay would have his bell rung within the first 10 seconds. Down on the floor, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. That would have been great back in the day. But that fight didn't happen. But back to other sports stars. McEnroe from tennis, a white male athlete. He was striking temper tantrums as well. What did that tell his young fans? It's okay to throw temper tantrums if things weren't going your way in tennis. Maybe that is one of the roots of Serena Williams. Look at Mr. McEnroe. McEnroe blasted officials, blasted everyone else. Guess what? Now Serena Williams is doing it. You see, influences. A chain from a person of a higher level trickles down. Maybe, who knows, an Asian fan of Serena Williams, if they're not in their way, they could go bang, and that could trickle down to another generation and another generation and another generation. There's a lot of things that especially in sports, that these sporting people need to realize. Like, I just found out, there's been in the news for the past couple of weeks, this UK athlete, he sucker punched someone because someone called him a name. He's telling his fans, if you get called a name, guess what? You can sucker punch them. You can beat them up. That's what in that one moment, his fans will be looking at him going, yeah, I can do that. Then you have to look at things. All these celebrities, all these sports stars, gotta realize, you do something in real life, there are going to be consequences for your fans. It's as simple as that. And if you don't want to take responsibility for your own actions, which could lead to your young fans getting into trouble or getting arrested for doing the same things that you have been doing, well then, decline being in a high-ranking team. Decline pushing your sporting aspirations to an international level where we are going to get extreme notoriety. Like I've seen back, I'll bring this to the world of European football. Eric Cantona, one of the greatest players from Manchester United, one of my favorite team. When he got heated in a game, and someone booed him or called him a name, I've seen footage of him jumping the guardrail and doing like a running jumping style Bruce Lee kick to the fan. There's just so much stuff, and thank goodness I have a father who. My father and I were watching that game. We watch Manchester United games now and then. This was back in the 90s. When my father seen that, he said to me, "My son, do not do that." I didn't do it. Then you go look at over here in Australia. There's the football code, the AFL, the Australian Football League. There was a player called Adam Goods. He caused so much strife. Tossing a young girl out. Tossing a fan out. Who called him a monkey. He was acting like a monkey. I could actually see where that was coming from. He, in a supposed themed round, ran up to fans of an opposing team, doing like a spear, going, "Oh, guess what? I'm going to stab you. I'm going to kill you." You don't do that. And he's supposed to be a supposed respective member of the Australian indigenous population. He's telling young indigenous Australians in sport it is okay to make those sort of threatening gestures, or it is okay to get angry at someone who is booing them or telling them that they suck. Thank you, Adam Goods, for being such a destructive role model to the native Australian population. The same thing can be said for a boxer over here in Australia called Anthony Mundine. It was like when he couldn't make it, when he was losing it in the rugby league side, he said, "Oh, I'll toss it in and I'll jump ship to being a boxer. Or I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do the other." What's that telling his fans? His young Indigenous fans. If things get hard for you, you can just toss it in. There's a lot of and I'm not attacking these people because they're different skin colors or this, that, and the other. I'm going after these people because what they do, and they show their young fans, it is okay. It is normal to do this sort of stuff. Where it's not normal to do these sort of things. You can be upset that you're losing, but you got to be a bit more polite about things. You got to be a bit more diplomatic about things. You just don't yell or throw a temper tantrum where your fans can do these things, can emulate you. And let me just say this in closing of this video. Every sports star needs to look in the mirror and think, am I going to be caught out? How would I want my young fans to look to me? And that's simple. And as I may mention in the previous video about Serena Williams chucking a hissy fit, it will always be a reflection. I am a mentor to a number of people. Quite a number of young people, though one or two of them have seen my videos, and they try to emulate that. Guess what? That's telling me something that tells me that, guess what? I have done wrong. And as such, I need to reevaluate my way of sorry. You have to reevaluate what I'd be doing and how I approach things, and doing this, and hopefully, if they see this video, these videos, that they will see, oh, my mentor has changed. He's doing this now. When when people have done things that have upset him or made him angry. I'll have to change my way of thinking, my way of doing things. So, in closing, if these celebrities don't want to have a bad image, be a bit more of a positive role model to your fans. And with that said, I'm Dragon Barrows, and see you in whatever video I make next. See ya.